You are listening to Liberty Cafe, a podcast of the New Jersey Libertarian Party.
Okay, we're back with another episode of Liberty Cafe. We've been doing our presidential interviews, a series of them. And today we are back with yet another. First, let's introduce ourselves. This is Jay.
I'm Mike.
This is Joe.
And with us,
I'm John. And I'm John.
We got a special guest. We got John McAfee, the one and only John McAfee. And so this interview, I think, is going to go a little differently. I think our usual debate questions, we just throw them out the window.
Well, no, I mean, you may do as you wish. Even with your standard questions, we're going out the window for all of us, I promise you people.
So shall we pretend we don't know who you are, or should we just
Please,
everybody?
listen, I don't know who I am, so let's all pretend we don't know who I am.
So why don't you start by telling us, hey, John, who are you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm... my wife just left to get me some more booze. Janice, okay. No, I'm free to say what I fucking want. Right, so, normally, I would say I'm a happily married man because... No, let's forget that shit. Who am I? I don't know. I mean, I started McAfee Antivirus. Was that a mistake? I don't have a fucking clue. I've been arrested 15 times in 11 different countries. Some of them pretty fucking severe. In fact, my poor wife, Janice, just less than a year ago in the Dominican Republic, we got arrested as we pulled into port.
So you've been arrested more than Adam Kokesh?
Oh, fuck me. Listen, I know Adam's a good friend of mine. Really, it's an awesome friend that I respect. Adam, please God, he's a fucking amateur when it comes to arrests. Certainly, in terms of, I don't think he's ever been arrested outside of America. Has he?
He could try. Well,
God damn it, I've been arrested in Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Dominican. Fuck me. There are a few countries left. I mean, Janice and I cannot go back to Cuba, the Bahamas, America, the Dominican Republic, and that's just in the 8 years that she's been with me. That poor lady, poor thing. Yes, yeah, I kind of like some jails, like Mexican jail. By the way, Janice and I were for just 4 days in the Dominican Republic jail. Fuck me, piece of cake. Nevertheless, if you're looking for a jail experience, I cannot possibly recommend the Dominican Republic. It is like at the fucking bottom of my list. I mean, it is worse than American goddamn jails, all right? Which I had always considered the bottom of the fucking barrel. What are the best jail? Mexican. Fuck me. It's like Party goddamn Central. I mean, you're treated, first of all, like a human fucking being. Not in America, and sure as fuck not in the Dominican Republic. Listen, we don't want to talk about my jail time. It's uninteresting and not worth anybody's time. But having said that, please, if you're looking for jail experience, do not choose the Dominican Republic. I'm just saying.
Good to know.
So you're seeking both the president and the vice presidential nomination.
Oh, fuck me, both of them. Here's why. No, I ran under the Libertarian banner in 2016. I came in third for the nomination. How that happened, oh, I don't know. Seriously strange stuff happening, clearly. Because, seriously, people who would fucking vote for me? I'm John fucking McAfee. No, I am not presidential material. Nevertheless, in 2016, I came in third on the Libertarian banner. I'm running again. Now, Justin Amash, a congressman who very slick, polished, and well-dressed individual, just bowed out from the Libertarian Party. He was my only real competition. Now, I utterly fear people I may get the nomination, in which case, I don't want the job. And neither should anyone vote for me. What a fucking waste that is. Write your own goddamn names in, people. Write your name in. I mean, let's take a raffle. I'll vote for whoever wins the raffle. I don't give a shit because it doesn't matter. None of us are going to win. Only a Republican or a Democrat.
Unfortunately.
Win.
What do you
And
think? What do you think
Go
the
ahead.
answer to that is, though, John? To
The answer
break
to
this
what?
left-right
What's the question?
paradigm?
What's the question?
The question is, how do you break the left-right paradigm?
Well, if you look at history, it's only broken in one way. 4 parties become 3. 3 parties become 2. And ultimately, 2 parties become 1. I don't know which party. I'm not sure there's any fucking difference between them now.
No, there's not.
I don't. I mean, if you look at what is offered to us, I mean, you've got on one hand a mentally deficient and obviously demented elderly man, as much as elderly as I am, and good God, if any asshole would vote for me, they're stupid. So no, that's the one side. The other side, I mean, you've got a man that led us through this fucking lockdown, which is going to destroy the world, people, financially and ultimately socially. And we're going to have tens of millions of people dying from starvation. Because when America cannot feed itself, do you think we're going to give our surplus to Africa, India, and Southeast Asia? Please, fuck me. No, people. No. We've brought upon ourselves the virtual end of society as we know it. I'm not trying to be a cynic or some.
I think you followed Harry Brown's advice, though, where you find freedom in your own life, and I think that's what you've done to the best of your ability. When I look at your life,
well, yeah, because what other freedom is there?
Yeah.
You look at your own life and you take responsibility for it, and you either step outside the box that you were born and raised in, and nurtured by companies, schools, your neighbors, your bosses, your mother, your father, your grandparents. You either step out of that and take the fucking consequences, or you stay inside and you are of no value to anyone. These are the only options people have ever had. So, I mean, since the beginning of time, you either accept wholeheartedly what has been told to you. And today, what has been told to you? Well, I mean, there is your school, your neighbors, your friends, your church, possibly, if you have a church, your parents. What most the mainstream media, Fox, CNN, CBS, CNBC, RT, that boob tube that your eyes are glued to for an inordinate amount of time. And since lockdown, virtually 24 fucking hours a day. Yes, you either accept that as your reality or you abandon the whole fucking thing. And you treat all of your inputs, whether it comes from your mother and father, your school, your sisters and brothers, your neighbors, the church, doesn't matter, the government, authority. You take that as a grain of fucking salt and say, I don't know. I'm going to find out for myself and do so. Well, I'm the extreme of what happens when you do that. Janice and I are in fucking hiding because the U.S. government wants to shut me the fuck up. I'm just not ready to do that.
So it sounds like you're aware there's this mainstream media, grade school, high school, college, master's school, or grad school kind of programming of the state you need the state, and not the state is existing off of you.
Pipeline to conformity.
And how do you, what's the best way to wake people up? I mean, you give them the proverbial red pill, or a lot of us that question things, we can try to encourage other people to question, but you seem to be living it by example. What do you think? What's the answer to breaking, like Jay said, the pipeline to conformity?
Whoa. You're asking very deep questions, which deserve considered and thoughtful answers. So give me 5 seconds here.
Take your time
to collect my thoughts. Oh, my friend. How do you wake people up? I don't know. I really don't. I wish the fuck I had the answer to that. I only know this, that when our collective suffering from an overburdened government, from taxation that is excessive, from services that simply don't fucking materialize. And we work, some of us, for 3/4 of the fucking year for the government, which in turn gives us what? Just rules and regulations. Stay in your house and don't do this, don't do that. Don't smoke weed, depending on the state you're in. Do this, pray and pay your taxes and be a good citizen. No, please, people. How do you wake people up from that reality? I mean, it's there. I mean, it's so obvious to those who are awake. You don't. You just wait until the pain and the suffering wakes them up, people. Just like, how did you wake up? You gentlemen that I'm talking to, you, Mr. Blue Jacket, and your friend. How did you wake up? Nobody woke you up. You woke up yourself.
John, how did you wake up?
I don't fucking know. It's been too long. I'm sorry. I can't remember. I was in my fucking 20s. Listen, I had a rough childhood. Okay, I did.
For me, it was the financial crisis of 07, 08, when watching.
Oh, that's good. 07, 08, I was in my 60s. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, I understand. I don't know what my wake up was. I just know that at some point, I no longer believed anything that anybody had ever told me, including my 12 years of grade school and high school, my 4 years of college, my 3 years of grad school, my friends, the people I admired, my bosses. I just stopped believing everything, because nothing that anyone had ever told me held water, made true sense, was a coherent description of my reality. No, none of it fucking worked. And from that moment, I had to build for myself a new reality based not on some second-hand information, or not from authority like the police, the government, the institutions, the specialists. No, not from authority, not from my parents, not from anybody, but from my own fucking observations. And the first thing I then understood was that truth is the most difficult of all things to acquire. Can I give you an example? I mean,
Yes, please.
I'd like to borrow from Indian mythology, Indian, like the Hindu mythology of the 5 men who stumbled on an elephant. One bumped into a leg, explored it, put his arms around it, stroked it, and said, I understand what an elephant is. It is like a large tree. And another who had bumped into the side of the elephant, the solid goddamn wall, said, no, you're insane. It's like an infinite wall that I cannot reach the top of. And the man who found the tail goes, no, insane. What is fucking wrong with you people? These men are blind, by the way. All they have is touch. Says, no, I'm feeling it. It's got a whisk broom on the fucking end. It's like a flexible broomstick. The 4th one had stumbled on the trunk and said, what the fuck are you guys talking about? An elephant is like a thick snake, a fucking python, which breathes through its mouth with incredible sounds. And then the last one who had stumbled on the tusk go, listen, I don't know what you motherfuckers are smoking or shooting up or I don't know, but you're fucked up because an elephant is like a smooth, fiercely hard sword with a point and curved, like a scimitar in 3 fucking dimensions. Now, which of these motherfuckers were right? All of them. Every fucking one. This is what reality is, people. It is something that no 2 people will ever fucking agree on. But if those people are authentic, not basing their observations and perceptions on somebody else's ideas or ideals or religion or beliefs, but on their own fucking observations of life, then for the very first time in your life, you will have the opportunity of true communion with another human being. And that is the beginning of the understanding of reality, people. I'm sorry, that was too long.
No, that was a good answer. That's very deep. Very deep.
Is it? I'm not sure.
I think a lot of people, once they find the truth, they can be absolutely wrong too. It's because there's more than one truth.
Let me tell you this: there is no such thing as right or wrong in this world, as I have experienced it. People, I'm just telling you, if you think you are right or you're wrong, or if someone else is wrong or right, in all 4 cases, you're wrong.
But isn't that the beauty of the underlying libertarian philosophy, that everybody gets to explore these things themselves and nobody's forcing their truths on each other?
That's it. To understand the concept of liberty, meaning the liberation of the human spirit, the human soul, of the human fucking existence, opens up a world of infinite possibilities and realities for every human being. Jesus, God, people, can you not see the beauty in that?
that's a lot to shift gears on, but
Well, my apologies. I'm not.
No,
Listen,
no, no,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
no.
I have no intention. I had no
I
intention of going deep. I'm
no,
usually.
no. I
That's
feel
great.
bad. You know, we only have so much time with you, and I want to cover a couple other things.
In all truth,
That
usually.
was excellent, and I feel bad even going into this now because that question, that answer was amazing. That question pale in comparison, but I mean, you're another. You've fled the U.S. at this point, or if you want to
Yes.
call it fled or whatever, however you want to call it, you've departed from these shores, and obviously there's quite a few people left back here, people that supported your campaign and such, and lovers of
many,
liberty,
and many who do not. Yes.
but what some of us that are a little more awake are kind of growing concerned of a militarized police state that seems to be bubbling up. And I mean, is that what are your thoughts on that? How concerned should people be? I know, there's been a lot of stuff in the last 20 years with the Patriot Act and civil asset forfeitures and no-knock raids and things like that. What are your and then more small tank Bearcats, which almost is like a small tank being shipped off to every police station around the country. I mean, these are things that kind of concern me. What are your thoughts on that?
You don't have to go back 20 years or 10 or 5 or even 1. Why don't you go back 2 months and ask yourself what freedoms you had 2 months ago as Americans and what freedoms you have today? Some of you as Americans have been forced to imprison yourself in your own homes. Some of you are being forced, even now, to take COVID-19 tests, and if found positive, to give up your children in the state of California. The FBI, as part of this $2 trillion emergency measure, has now been given the power to collect your sorry ass for no reasons whatsoever. No courts required, no judge's order for anything, and detain you for how long? Indefinitely. Do you know what that means? A life sentence if necessary. Please God, look at what has happened. And if you think that this is not a fucking police state, look at Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, where people are being beaten to the fucking ground for doing what? Leaving their homes. Please show me somebody, any state, local, or federal legislation that says, no, you may not leave your home. Why are we doing this? Under a thing called emergency powers. What's the problem with emergency powers, people? Who gets to choose what is an emergency? Our elected representatives, the president, the FBI. Please, God, see the nightmare that we've brought upon ourselves. And why have we brought this upon ourselves? We're lazy and we're thoughtless. And we listen to the news rather than to our hearts. People, do you understand? We are electing people who spend $100 million fucking dollars to get a job, paying $300,000 a year. What idiot would ever vote for that person? Now, I'll tell you what, idiot. Every American voter. And you know this in your fucking hearts, people. You're responsible for the nightmare in which you are living. You're responsible for whatever police state exists. You're responsible for the madness and insanity and corruption of this fucking government because you voted for people paying millions of dollars for a job paying a few $100,000. Please wake the fuck up. George Washington was our first president. He said, no, I ain't doing it. Said, I was a goddamn general of the Continental Army. I slept for 3 fucking years in ditches, in mud. You know, I had every goddamn disease. No, I done my part. I want to fish on my estate on the Potomac River, which I understand back then was the greatest goddamn fishing on the fucking planet. But what happened? Ben Franklin sat his ass down and said, George, who could it be then? Me? I'm Ben Franklin. I just drink wine and chase skirts. I mean, pussy is all I'm interested in.
I'll go with his idea.
Pardon?
I like that idea. Ben's
no,
idea.
I'm sorry. I'm just telling you the truth. That's
no,
Ben Franklin. We all know Ben Franklin just drank and fucked, but he was brilliant, good man. Okay.
He was.
And so, but Ben sits George down and says, "Me? No. What about Tom Jefferson? He can't find his fucking glasses. He's an idiot. Yeah, he's smart. Can you imagine him running a fucking country? John Hancock? Yes. Hey, beautiful goddamn signature. But tell me what else? That George, it's you. There is nobody else." And so George Washington, having given his fucking life, he had no goddamn teeth. All the teeth in his mouth were made out of wood. He was an old motherfucker, and he said, all right. I got it. I'll do it. Do you understand? This is what we need. We're voting for people who demand, who have a $50 million war chest to win an office paying $300,000 a year.
So you're saying we need the reluctant leader?
Well, who else are you going to fucking vote for, people? Please, I'm just asking you.
I agree.
What idiot, what fucking idiot would vote for any man or woman spending more than $100 to be president? What's the fucking point?
Do you think?
Now, people go ahead.
Do you think the presidency of the United States has basically become a game of who can appeal to the lowest common denominator?
Is that a serious question? Duh! Of course! Please give me some credit for having a brain, all right?
I thought you'd answer that, but I wanted to hear it from I want people to hear it from your mouth. You're well respected.
Am I? You guys are seriously, you are so in the dark if you think I am well respected. 60% of my followers want me burned alive. No, fuck me. Is that well respected? I don't think so. However, I do have 1.1 million followers, so 440,000 don't want to burn me alive. But God knows what they want. I mean, so.
I was at the 2016 convention, and
yes,
you put on quite a show there. That was quite the convention with the dancers, and that was an amazing.
You know what? I knew I was not going to win. I gave all of my chips to Vermin Supreme. Why? Why not? I mean, if in fact we're going to host and promote someone like Gary Johnson, then why not go all the fucking way and support Vermin? Well, it's a lot more entertaining, right?
Damn straight.
He's a lot more balanced. Well, why the fuck not? So no, I gave most of my shits to Vermin. Even then, he didn't make a showing. I'm so sorry. If I could convince, here's the thing. Fuck me. Austin. If Austin Peterson would have just said, look, I ain't gonna be it, and said, Austin, let's give our goddamn shits to Vernon. You know, he's gonna win over Gary Johnson. But Austin would not do that. I'm so sorry. And by the way, I love Austin. I do. Anybody who's ever seen a photo of me and Austin together, I always have my arm around him. I'm not a homo. My wife is right here. She can guarantee that. Nevertheless, I wasn't running against anybody. I'm not running against anybody now. I mean, why are libertarians running against each other? None of us are going to win. None of us are going to be president. If we all accepted that, then God damn, do you understand the fucking power we would have? But no, we're human beings, and we do have our idiosyncrasies.
Well, see, that's the thing, John. What if we did accept the fact that we can't win and just try to drive home the message? Wouldn't that be a better idea for the party?
Fuck yes. Do you understand the goddamn power we would have?
Right.
If we all said, fuck it, we're not going to win. We're not interested in whether we get 3% of the vote or 30. What we're interested in is, can we change the fucking hearts and minds of the American public that still fucking thinks for itself? Can we not please do that?
Fuck yeah.
If we did, then yes, indeed, we would have an impact. But if we stand up here as 10 people and we debate each other, what do we do first day in office? Well, hey, we're not going to have a first day in office, people. Do you understand the American public watching these fucking debates think we're idiots? Because they know we're not going to have a first day in office. And so when a moderator said, Mr. McAfee, what will you do your first day in office? Well, I don't know. I'm probably going to piss on the desk. I don't know. What else would I do? Because what do I fucking know about what the reality in this country is? People, we live in a society, in a country where the government holds all the fucking secrets. All of them. We're in the goddamn dark about the truth. Is the government in the dark about us? Oh, no. They know where we are 24 hours a day, who our friends are, who we're communicating with, who we send emails to, who our what our contact list is composed of, what shoes we purchased last fucking week. And you ask me what I'm going to do my first day in office, or what would I do about the problems in the Middle East, when, good God Almighty, I don't speak Farsi or Arabic. I know nothing about the religion, the political alliances, the goddamn history, the culture. And you say, what will you do about the Middle East? Are you fucking kidding me, people? If anybody tells you what they will do, then you know for a fact one of two things has just happened. They have just lied to you, or they've just lied to themselves. I don't know which is worse.
Both.
So there was big news about 2 weeks ago that you had, think you have solved who Satoshi Nakamoto is.
Oh, fuck, not 2 weeks ago.
Was it longer than that?
I know who Satoshi was a year ago.
Okay.
But here's the issue. I've spoken to the gentleman multiple times. A gentleman, it's not a woman, it's a man. And anybody who's followed the fucking history of the blockchain and cryptocurrency, and specifically Bitcoin and the white paper, could fucking figure it out. because I was going, this is stupid. Let's stop this shit. People, is it him? Is it here? Is it Craig Wright? And Craig Wright was in fact involved and could have been one of the potential candidates, although he is not. This is nonsense. I'm gonna say who it is. So I called him and said, I'm gonna out you. He said, okay. He said, how positive are you? 99%, dude. That's okay. So if you're right, then that person would have the wherewithal to hire the 200 armed security guards and structure his life to prevent the thousands of criminals trying to kidnap him, torture him, get his codes, and therefore become the richest criminals on earth. Or what if, John? What if you're wrong? And it is that 1%, and it's not him. Then you have condemned an innocent man without the capability of hiring 200 armed security and structuring his life. You condemned him to torture and certain death.
What does it matter if people know his identity?
I'm sorry?
Well, the government, you wouldn't want the government, he might not want knowing his identity.
Well, hang on. First of all, every fucking government in the world is going to want their 30% of $100 billion fucking dollars, people.
Okay, there's that. But I mean, what does it matter? I mean, like, people want to know who he is besides the government. Like,
why? Who gives a shit who it is?
That's what I'm asking. I don't care who it is.
That's what I thought it mattered. I really did until he laid that out. I go, fuck, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for even fucking disturbing you. Because seriously, who in their right fucking mind, unless they're 100.10000% certain, would potentially condemn a man to certain death in a horrible fucking way by outing them? I mean, I got it. And since then I go, fuck me, I ain't saying a word. Neither should anybody. And if anybody does, I will come online and say you're wrong. I don't give a shit if you're right. I'm going to say you're wrong.
What do you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm finished.
No. What do you think the near term future of crypto is? I see that Visa's talking to the Ethereum people now. It's popping, and blockchain is popping up everywhere. Bitcoin has been holding pretty steady. Are we going to see a collapse of the dollar? Are we going to see crypto replace it? Are we going to see a government crypto? Are we going to see free market crypto?
You're certainly going to see government crypto, not just a government crypto. You're going to see 100 government cryptos. China, Japan, America, Spain, maybe just all of Europe, Russia, you name it. Everybody. I mean, China's already announced it, people. I mean, the people's crypto, especially privacy coins like Monero, distributed exchanges like the McAfee DEX, they represent the greatest threats to a pyramidal governmental structure ever that's existed. And if in fact we survive, who's we? The people with Bitcoin, with Ghost, with McAfee DEX, with the stable coins like DAI and SAI. I mean, we will be the new world order. If we do not throw our weight behind what has been given to us. Given to us how? Through open fucking source, people. The blockchain is the first world-changing technology in 200 years that has not sprung from a government or a major corporation or organization. What is new technology? Where does it come from? The bowels of some military program within the US, Russia, or China. within Apple, Microsoft, Sony, Samsung, in which case that technology is owned by and controlled by the company or government that created it. Does that help us? Fuck no. But cryptocurrency, the blockchain in all fucking cases is open. Goddamn source. What does that mean? Like we have done with the McAfee DEX. It's yours, people. We spent this 2 goddamn years developing it, but here, it's now yours to do with as you fucking wish. To change the goddamn name and reassemble, fine. That's what open source means. It doesn't belong to a fucking person. It belongs to the people, the fucking people. And if we don't have the courage to pick it up and goddamn run with it, not by buying Bitcoin or Monero or something on a goddamn exchange and trying to make fucking money, fuck you. No. By using it like Monero, the most widely used cryptocurrency on the fucking planet, certainly not the most widely traded. Why? Because the institutional investors have not yet figured out that Bitcoin is worthless. Worthless. We all fucking know that that's in this thing. But that Monero is, that DAI is, that SAI is, that all distributed exchanges are. Why are they not worthless? Because there's nothing you cannot buy with Monero. Houses, cars, bulletproof vests, shoes, clothes, food. You fucking name it. I only work for Monero. If you want to hire me, if you can't pay me in Monero, fuck you. And if you want to work for me and you can't accept cryptocurrency, then fuck you. I'm sorry. We're living in a new world, people. And in this new world, we are free. Janice and I. Janice is lying with her back to me. She just leaned over, turned around, not 5 feet from me, right in front of my desk. She and I have not had a bank account for years, nor a credit card, nor a checkbook, nor a dollar bill, nor a euro, or a Japanese fucking yen, or Chinese yuan. Nothing. We're in a new goddamn world, people. And there are tens of thousands of us who live in it and swear that we will never have a credit card, a check, a bank account, or fiat currency. It is a new, brand new economy in this world composed of the brightest of us and the most courageous of us. Fuck me, people, join us. Come home. Come to the truth of who you are as an individual, a sovereign entity birthed by this universe and given the full rights that any entity is fucking given. This is all that's necessary. We don't need to vote. We don't need to politic. We don't need left or right, good or bad. No. We need to be ourselves, free from slavery imposed by the fiat currencies that rule this fucking world. And I have to leave you now. I'm so sorry. I've run over. My apologies.
That's all right. It was great interview. I really enjoyed it. This was very enlightening.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I do have to run. I've got another interview. Thank
I
you.
I only wish we would get to see you at the convention, but we won't. So
Yeah.
Thank you, John. We appreciate it.
No, you will not see me.
yeah.
Not unless the convention is held in either Russia or Vietnam.
Well, maybe we could do.
Have to with all these lockdowns going on.
Maybe we could do a Zoom conference and put you up on the big screen.
But still, there's no reason you cannot write someone's name in. Seriously, if it were me, I'd vote for Furman. Why? The mofo has been consistent for fucking years. He has poured his heart into the Libertarian Party. And people go, oh, he's an embarrassment. Is he?
No.
He's a reflection. He's a reflection of the idiocy of the Libertarian leadership.
He is striking at the root, the credibility of the state.
Yes. I don't know if you guys remember it. I'm sorry. Janice, she's going to cut my throat. Doesn't matter. Okay. Doesn't matter. I don't know if you remember the last day of the convention. I think it was the representative from Michigan who got up to speak and took off his clothes.
Yeah, James Weeks. Yeah.
Is that him?
James
and
Weeks.
danced in his underwear.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
God damn. So the party goes, this is an embarrassment. I'm going, are you fucking me? Are you shitting me? It was one of the greatest shows of this is the truth of the Libertarian Party, people. I'm a naked fat man.
Yeah, Joe's getting up at this coming convention.
Yeah. I got a thong picked out and
By the
everything.
way, when I said naked fat man, I in no way meant to denigrate the gentleman who was dancing. It should be the greatest flattery.
Yeah.
But he's up there naked going, this is the party, people. Listen, if I can leave you with anything, it's this. We can't pretend to be Republicans or Democrats.
Nope.
Yet that's what we've been trying to do
Yeah.
forever.
We got to
We've
let
been
the freak
trying to
flag fly,
pretend,
man.
But we're not. We're not them. If we are just true to ourselves, we go, hey, ain't none of us up here on the stage going to be president this year, or actually, probably not ever. Political parties never goddamn increase in size. They just decrease until there's one. This has been history since the beginning of time. So, no, we're not going to win ever. Instead, why don't we just get our act together and say, okay, America, those who are ready to wake up, because you've been sleeping too fucking long. If you're ready to wake up, we're here to wake you up. No sense voting for us. It's not going to matter. Actually, it's not going to matter voting for one of the other two parties. Nothing's going to change there. Presidents lost their power in 1960. They're just puppets now. They got strings attached from the CIA, the NSA, the 14 other covert agencies, including the Secret Service, Army, Navy, Air Force, Intelligence, and so on. No, they got no power. They're fucking puppets. This is the problem. The system, people, is broken. We're electing someone to drive an automobile with a frozen steering wheel. I don't care what qualities that person may have as a driver. It ain't going to change anything until we throw the automobile out and replace it with one that fucking functions. And with that, I do have to go.
Okay, yep. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
Thanks, John. Great time. Thanks.